Hello everyone, Monty here, and today in the kitchen we're making roasted red pepper hummus. I love hummus. I love having it on toast in the morning for breakfast or maybe just as a snack. Sometimes when I'm entertaining, I put out like a crudité vegetable plate, and instead of putting ranch dressing out, sometimes I'll even put salsa out or hummus and you dip it in the hummus, excuse me. What I also like is it's low calorie. So if you would put 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which really isn't very much, on toast, it's gonna be like 180 to 200 to maybe even 220 calories. Hummus, the way I make it, is 60 calories a tablespoon. So 2 tablespoons would be 120 calories. It's a good source of protein, and I make it all natural, lots of fresh ingredients. So let's get started. Let me show you how I make it. Today we're making roasted red pepper hummus. So what I did is I just roasted some red pepper. I sauteed it in a frying pan until it looked like it was roasted in the oven with little brown marks. It looks just like it was roasted in the oven or on the barbecue. So I took a quarter of it, put it in a Ziploc bag, and or maybe a little bit more than a quarter, and now I'm gonna put it in the mixture when we get started. I also am going to be using my little mini Ninja blender, which is just the perfect size for one. You can use any kind of food processor, but I like this little mini Ninja food processor that I have. I also start off with organic garbanzo beans or chickpeas. I know the lighting's a little weird here, so I apologize. I use the Whole Foods 365 brand, which I like. I buy at Whole Foods. It's non-BPA. For those of you concerned about the aluminum and all that stuff. So non-BPA lining, you can see it says there. All right, love this. And first thing I do is I empty the can and I rinse off my beans in a little strainer. And I let these sit out for a little while to get all the moisture out of it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my blender, we're gonna start to make the hummus, and I'm just going to pour. This is so easy to make. People think things are so difficult to make, and they're really not. And again, I learned everything on YouTube. I never took a cooking class in my life. I did have a friend who owned a restaurant. She taught me a little bit about chopping vegetables, but not really about cooking, and that was it. So I have a little garlic cube. Let me show you the size of this. I put 1 whole garlic. This is kind of a big one. For some of you, this may be too much. You may want to play with how much garlic you'll put in, because it could be too garlicky for some of you. But again, garlic is so healthy for you. It's an antioxidant, helps fight bacteria, if you're getting a cold or something. Everyone says garlic is really good for you. So I'm just gonna chop up this garlic. Even though the food processor will do it, I still chop it up a little bit before I put it in. And I put that in. And then the next 2 ingredients you'll have to play with. I use a quarter teaspoon of cumin in my mixture. Some people don't like cumin, but it really adds a nice flavor to the hummus. And some people, you may want to add a little bit more, a little bit less, but I think a quarter teaspoon is enough. Oh, and again, you may be asking, this was a 15.5 ounce can of garbanzos. Usually they're around anywhere from 11 to 15, 16 ounces in a can, but this is a 15.5 can of garbanzos, right? Then again, the next thing you'll want to play around with is salt. I use, again, a quarter teaspoon of salt. I use the sea salt, very fine sea salt. Some people want more salt. I think it's enough. I think yesterday I felt it wasn't enough. I put a pinch more in. Then I'm gonna take my roasted red pepper and I'm gonna chop that up. Again, even though the food processor will do it. And this is gonna be, you probably don't wanna do more than a quarter. It's so good. And I'm gonna add this. Now, I'm adding the roasted red pepper, but you can follow the same recipe and don't put the red pepper in. You can replace it with something. I did avocado once. You can put green pepper, all different things, or you can just do it without and do a plain. And the calories is gonna be about the same. It's about 60 calories an ounce. And yes, I do weigh it when I put it in a little bowl before I spread it on my toast. And if you're having a party, you may want to weigh some and put it on the side for you to dip your vegetables into. But, and then to garnish it, I'm not gonna show you today because I'm gonna put it into a storage container. I'm kind of out of storage containers. This is kind of big for the hummus, but what I do is I chop up parsley and sprinkle it on top. Most of the time I do paprika. It gives it a little color, a little red. If it's plain hummus, if this hummus that's gonna be a little red, I may put the parsley on top, and that just garnishes it, makes it even look more beautiful. But back to the hummus. I put in the So now we have the garlic, the sea salt, the cumin, and the roasted red pepper. And then I'm gonna take a lemon. I'm gonna cut it in half. I always check for seeds because I don't want to put all my seeds in there. Get my seeds out, and then I'm just gonna squeeze the juice of a half a lemon. And again, this is something else you may want to play with. Maybe you like it a little bit more lemony. Some people really like it really lemony, and you can squeeze maybe another half in there. But I think usually a good juicy half lemon is more than enough. Okay, so all natural ingredients. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to take tahini. I also buy the organic 365 brand of the tahini from Whole Foods. And all the tahini is organic ground sesame seeds and sea salt, and that's it, right? So it's ground sesame seeds and sea salt. Now, you may want to, let me get a spoon here, mix this up a little bit. It settles and it's kind of oily on the top sometimes, so you may want to just mix it up, make sure it's mixed well. And we're going to put 2 tablespoons in there. 2 tablespoons, that's 190 calories. Some recipes call for 4, but I always try to do less calories, and I'll add a little bit more water to it. So we're gonna just get this spoon out of here so we can, I always measure everything. When I'm cooking or when I'm going to eat something, I'm always measuring. So it's 2 tablespoons of the tahini. Pour it right in. Tahini gives it such a nice flavor, creamy flavor. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons. Make sure I get it all, because it sticks. Get every drop. I love tahini. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water to start off with. I'm probably gonna have to add a little bit more, but because there's some moisture in the red pepper, we may not have to add too much more than that. So I start off with 2 tablespoons of water. And guys, that's it. We're ready to mix our hummus. So easy, really, so easy and so healthy. Then you want to push down. Now I can tell already that wasn't enough water, so I'm gonna go. Now if it was plain hummus without the roasted pepper, it really wouldn't even move that much. You really need to start off with 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna put another one in. It's not a lot of water. So it's 4 tablespoons of water for this. Oh my God, so good. And you can tell if it's not moving within the blender, you don't have enough water. And then you can see it start moving. And then you know it's gonna be the right amount of water. And it's starting to move, so I know it's the right amount of water right now. I'll have to open up and look, but I'm gonna let it run for about a minute here. It's really moving around pretty well, so I know that it's mixing. And okay, so I can tell that it still needs just a little bit more water, a little bit creamier. Some people like it really thick, some people don't. You'll play around with the water. So now we're about 4 tablespoons, 5 tablespoons of water. Okay. That is delicious. Oh my God. Gonna mix it a little bit more. A little chunky still with the green pepper and everything. That was very garlicky. You wouldn't want to put, if you don't like the strong garlic taste, then don't put that much garlic in. Put like half of that. Actually, that big piece was a little bit too much garlic, but I like it that way. But if you're having guests over, you live with somebody you're making it for, it doesn't too much garlic. Okay. It is done. all natural ingredients, only 60 calories an ounce. Let me get my spatula. And we're gonna put this in a storage container for the week. I'm gonna probably have it on toast tomorrow for breakfast. I'm gonna make a frittata after this. I'll be making another video. I love making frittatas. I think I'm gonna make a smoked salmon, red onion, and spinach frittata. And as I said, this container is really big for this, but all my storage containers, I've been giving away so much food lately to friends and family. I haven't gotten my storage containers back. I'm like really short on storage containers. So I bring food over to my mother all the time. I just brought her some salmon over, some purple potatoes. I brought her over some butternut squash, some spaghetti squash, all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna do another chat on food as love and how people try to show they love us by making this food, but sometimes it's not healthy for us. But the real expression of food and love is when you cook for people and you make healthy food. And you may expand people's horizons. I had some people over for dinner last week and they really aren't eating healthy, and they had my spaghetti squash and they had two helpings. One person had 3 helpings and they loved it. And I just expanded their horizons. That's what's great about this stuff. So anyway, that's how you make the hummus. It's so easy. This is a roasted red pepper hummus. You could take the hummus out and just do a regular hummus. You can do a garlic lemon hummus, just a little bit more garlic, and sprinkle it with what do you call it? Parsley. See how much my mind went blank there. Parsley on top to garnish it before you serve it if you're having company. And again, 60 calories a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon for each slice of toast if you're doing it on toast. It's good for a crudité plate, as I mentioned before, if you're entertaining. It's just really a great source of protein and nothing but all natural good ingredients. Well, I hope you'd enjoyed my little tutorial on how to make roasted red pepper hummus.